Okay, so hello guys, and these are my thoughts to why I think Naruto is a better main character than Luffy. Okay, so if you just are considering the shows One Piece and Naruto, obviously One Piece is a much well written show than Naruto is, but you were talking about the main characters. Now I know Luffy is very likable, but as Oda Sensei said in one of his interviews, and even as it was portrayed in the live action, Luffy was not made to be relatable. Luffy is just, you could say, an embodiment of freedom. He just exists there to serve a purpose, and he's what makes other characters around him so interesting. Like Luffy's presence makes Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, all these characters much more interesting and much more engaging. But on its own, Luffy is not that great. This is what I mean. I'm not saying Luffy is bad or anything like that. I'm just saying what strength and weaknesses characters have. Now, if you take into representation Naruto is the embodiment of pain, suffering, and forgiveness, and overcoming his past. And that is what most of the people in this world struggle with. That is forgiveness. Now, I myself at times find it very difficult to forget or forgive people. But Naruto here shows us the way, shows us the path, shows us how to get rid of the cycle of hatred. And in the whole show, that is the overall message that Naruto is trying to pass us on. Like if you take into consideration the people that hated on Naruto when he was a child for reasons that even he was not responsible for. Like he was not responsible that he was a Jinchuriki or the Nine-Tails Fox was inside him. But then also he never hated on those people. He still protected them at the time of the needs. Not just once, twice, but multiple times throughout the show. Second, we talk about Kurama. Like Kurama was in a way irresponsible for his parents' deaths, but still Naruto forgave him and became friends with him. And that is how they were able to save the world from Madara and other people. And that is what I find so great about Naruto as a character, that he can let go of his pain, and he understands that bonds are very important, and bonds are not made to sever, as what Obito tried to do over and over again in the show, where his goal was to achieve infinite Tsukuyomi, which on paper sounds like a very no, a nice plan where everyone is devoid of suffering and everyone is having, but that is not real. That is just dream. And as a human being, you are made to feel. Your emotions are what makes us human in reality, and that is why whenever I see comparison between Luffy and Naruto, I always side with Naruto, even though as a show I enjoy One Piece much more. Now this is not like this is in a way how the show is designed, and the thing is, it is not about power levels or who is more stronger or who is more handsome or this like that. It is just about who is more relatable, and in that way I find Naruto to be much more relatable than Luffy at times. That is why I will always back my boy Naruto in whatever circumstances.